Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, sports fans! Welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded, where we cover all of the top sports stories that happened this past week. I am your host, Eric. Main man right over there, Ron. How are you tonight?
I'm doing okay, but apparently I cannot see the chat.
Oh, that's not a good thing.
So I know I have to refresh at some point soon.
All right. Well, if you want to refresh while I am just thanking all of our supporters out there, 990 WBOB in Providence, Rhode Island, want to thank you for the support, as well as 99.1 WDJY in Dallas, Georgia. You guys have been amazing. And SEC TV, Public Access Channel 12, out here in Southeast Connecticut, Public Access Channel 12. Thank you for the support, putting us on every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. We appreciate that support as well. We do want to thank everybody that will join us live tonight as well. If you are joining us live, please join the chat. Let us know if you want to talk about anything. Hopefully that's working. If there is somebody out there live, let us know. If you can join the chat, we'd love to hear from you. We've got a lot to talk about, lot to cover this week.
Oops, something went wrong. Look, Eric, it's the joy of live TV, right? The joy.
It's always a blessing. Always a blessing.
It is.
All right. So, Ron, whenever you're ready to kick this bad boy off, we could get going. It's up to you. If you have anything else, there we go. Kyle's on. All right. Thank you, Kyle. What's up with you? We're going to talk our leadoff story. Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons, they're at a crosshairs right now, and it seems like the Falcons may keep Kirk Cousins as their backup quarterback. Your thoughts on why this would even make sense for the team?
I actually don't like it, because now you're going to have a rookie starting, and he's going to be looking over his shoulder. Every mistake he makes could be, his undoing, so to speak. Look, you got to make a decision. This is a team that does not have a clue what they want to do. And they're not tailoring. And I think that was a problem last year. They weren't tailoring the offense for Kirk Cousins, positives.
Skill set. Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, his skill set was obviously didn't match, because if you think about Kirk Cousins' career, I mean, realistically, he's never been a guy that couldn't perform. And last year it just seemed like a shell of himself. The team went 8-9, barely could get out of their own way. Kirk Cousins, 18 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, got benched towards the end of the year, right, for Michael Penix Jr. And I think when Penix Jr. showed that he could start at quarterback, that kind of put the question in everyone's mind, like, Kirk Cousins is done. Yeah,
they should have actually traded him.
Which I'm surprised hasn't happened. I think it's more about the money. And most people, listen, his contract, $27.5 million base with a $40 million cap hit, $65 million dead cap money if they cut him. So I don't think right now he does. Well, I don't know if he needs to retire, Kyle. I don't know if I agree with that either, but I will say this, that I feel like the problem is Atlanta has no leverage now, because they know they have to move him, and you can't move him because of the money, and they can't cut him because of the money. So most teams are like, okay, well, you deal with it until you really want to make a deal that is going to be more beneficial to the team that is going to take on that contract. I think Atlanta's in trouble here. I think obviously we are in Dallas, Georgia, in that market with 99.1 WDJY, but I'm sure those fans can't be happy about what's happening right now with the Atlanta Falcons, because how do you rebuild this team if you're stuck now with a quarterback that clearly you're not going to be
to be honest, look, their best move is to cut him if nobody wants to trade for him. And at least you can recuperate some of the cap money. You're going to take a big hit. Let's be real with that, right? You're going to take a big hit. But why keep a guy rotting on the bench that is getting all that money when you can at least recuperate some of it and sign somebody to help?
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
I agree with that.
And I get it. They don't want to just lose them and take a big hit, but you have to do something, even if it's to trade him and eat most of the money yourself. You got to do something. You can't. Having him on the bench is pointless. It's pointless. And you can use the money that you recuperate for something else, another player.
Yeah, they're gonna have to figure something out. And again, if you can't trade him, what do you do? Again, does he realistically? Danny, thanks for joining. I will say this, Ron, that at the end of the day, if you look at where this team goes, is it a security blanket? Kyle seems to think he's never been consistent. I will say his numbers have been consistently better than they were last season. I don't think he was a horrible. He's a good quarterback. First of all, let's get into that conversation of he's not a top notch. He's not an elite quarterback. He is not going to get you to the Super Bowl. He's a good quarterback.
He's a gunslinger that makes mistakes. I mean, that's what he is. He hasn't been horrible. He's just lacking that clutch gene, right? You have a lot of clutch players throughout sports in history, and he's one of those guys that has great numbers but just can't close it.
Yeah, Kyle says he's average. I agree. He's average. He's good. You put enough talent around him, I think he's pretty special. Again, tell Ron to back off me. He is rude. Ron, relax today. A good thing, Danny. The good thing, Danny, you can't see the chat. Only I could see the chat tonight, so he may not be able to respond back to you. Anyway.
That means I'm going to refresh again. I can't.
So I will ask you out there: is the Atlanta Falcons' decision to keep Kirk Cousins the right one? Because obviously, if we're going to sit back and look at this, is a team that needs still some pieces. They're not exact. Look, defensively, they struggled. I think they have enough offensive talent. I think we saw enough from that piece inside of the ball with Michael Penix Jr. to say, okay, he could be their starting quarterback. But if they keep Kirk Cousins, they probably won't be able to build on the defense. Is that a great move for the Atlanta Falcons?
Well, that's the point, Eric. It's like you've got to improve the defense, because that's a problem. That's a problem. And you're not going to go anywhere, no matter who you are, if you don't have any defense. So you got to make a decision. You can't just keep him rotted on the bench and not bringing anything in. It doesn't matter if it's only a slightly above average player, but as long as the player is serviceable and can give you good minutes, even if it spells, one of your top players a few plays in the game, you got to have something there that you can use.
And Kyle definitely gets something for him. Again, I think too, though, the quarterback market's starting to dry up. There's not a lot left open, right? What do you got? The Giants as a possibility, right? And who knows what they're doing? Aaron Rodgers possibly going there. Pittsburgh, but I couldn't see him going to Pittsburgh. Oh, thank you, Danny. But I will say, you get to a point too, like they may not have options to trade him. They may not have options other than to cut him and take that dead cap space, because I think that market's drying up so quickly now. You're gonna have to figure something out now if you were going to make a move. And I don't see the Giants trading for him and giving up anything. And in Pittsburgh, I don't know what they're doing in Pittsburgh right now with the quarterback situation. So
they're going to be without any if they keep doing nothing.
Right, I think Russell Wilson, Cleveland, and the Giants, he went to see. I don't know what Cleveland's doing either. They just keep getting all these quarterbacks now. So I don't know. I don't know if there's even going to be a market for him. Again, he needs talent. I will tell him that. Listen, Kyle said he's average. He didn't look so average with Justin Jefferson. He looked like a pretty good quarterback. You get him a top-notch wide receiver, I think he's still a pretty good quarterback at that point. But this is going to be an interesting story, because if Atlanta can't retool their defense because of this move, or they're going to have to hope that they hit well in the draft, that's going to be the important piece. Can they get enough pieces in the draft defensively to kind of offset the fact that they won't be able to pay some guys or bring some guys in?
Yeah, I wish we could hear the comments from the fans down in the Atlanta area about this. So hopefully, you decide to at least look up Sports Unfolded on Facebook and throw some comments on there about the show. So that way we know what you're thinking, because we don't have the show live in the Atlanta area. It airs tomorrow, and we're not going to know, what the fans think about their team. And I got a feeling it's a lot of what we're talking about, right? I think it's a lot of they need to get something for him, or replace some of the money, by cutting him.
I mean, not that it's obvious that I'm a New England Patriot fan. I don't know what gives anybody that impression, but I will say this kind of reminds me, and I am not comparing Kirk Cousins or Michael Penix Jr. to Tom Brady, but when Drew Bledsoe and Tom Brady and that whole situation happened, and a lot of people in New England were starting to question, like, how do you get rid of Drew Bledsoe, who's been here? He was the high dollar guy. And Tom was still the unknown. Michael Penix still the unknown. That's what I think is happening right now with the Atlanta fans. If I'm an Atlanta Falcon fan, I'm thinking, like, Kirk Cousins, I know. Michael Penix, I've seen for 3 games.
Yeah, and he didn't,
he didn't, I mean, he played well. He didn't wow me. He didn't make me feel like, holy cow, these, the next coming of whoever.
Right.
So that's where I start to question, like, if I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan, love to hear from you, because I wonder if that's the same feeling you had when they cut Drew Bledsoe, or they let Bledsoe go. As a Patriot fan, I was like, what were they doing? How do you get rid of Drew?
I felt it. I was like, oh, come on. Really? You're going to let Drew Bledsoe go for this?
Right. For Tom Brady, who we didn't know. And now think about it, 19 years afterwards in his Patriot career, we're like, he made the right choice.
We had the advantage, though. We got to see him play most of the season and win a Super Bowl. So
yeah. So
we had the advantage in that.
That helped a little bit. A little bit.
No offense, Atlanta.
Yeah, great talk from about the Atlanta Falcons, Ron. But we're going to move on and talk about another team in the NFL, the Seattle Seahawks, who have signed Sam Darnold as their starting quarterback. Do you feel he'll have the same success he had in Minnesota? First off, 3-year contract, $100.5 million, $55 million guaranteed.
Well, he should. He has DK Metcalf, right? Oh, wait.
Don't have DK Metcalf. He has Tyler Lockett. No, wait, doesn't have him either. He's got Njigba. He's got Njigba, who had a great season last year. But again, talk about a team going through a no, thank you, Kyle. No, right? Like, it's they're going through a rebuild. And he clearly, again, another guy that benefited from Justin Jefferson. Kevin O'Connell's a phenomenal offensive-minded coach. I don't think this is going to work. And I feel bad for Sam Darnold. I mean, he capitalized on his wealth from the season. Great for you. Congratulations. But year into this contract that most people are going to be basically, we got the Jets quarterback from 4 years ago.
Yeah, I don't want to say I told you so to Seattle, midway through the season next year, but I got a feeling I'm going to be saying I told you so.
Right, like it's just insane.
Look, is he better than what they had?
Geno Smith. I mean, but again, Geno played well for Seattle.
He did, and he had to use his legs a lot too. Can Darnold use his legs?
I don't know. His arm's not very good.
I don't know if they're going to get the same guy that he was last year because, first of all, it's going to be a new offense. He's got to learn yet another offense. I don't know. I mean, look, we kept waiting for the fall last season, right? And it happened. Playoff time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the last couple games of the season, he looked
right. He didn't look as good. So
Seattle's O-line, I don't think they're much better than what he had in Minnesota. It's a downgrade for him if you think about it all around, defensively, offensively. They replaced DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett with Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who, if anybody remembers, was on the Kansas City Chiefs. And if Patrick Mahomes can't make you look good, you're probably not that good. So,
I mean, I look at it this way. Probably Minnesota wanted to offer him a lot less.
Yeah, there's no way the J.J. McCarthy thing, but this is the same thing. If we're looking at what Atlanta's doing now, Minnesota made a decision. Granted, free agent, so it was a little different where they didn't have to worry about trying to pay him if they let him go.
Right.
But they said the veteran guy who was 14-3 last year, 66.2% completion percentage, threw for 4,300.
That's hard to walk away from, right?
35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, Ron. If I tell you those numbers and I just had a blank picture and I said, guess this quarterback, you're probably not saying Sam Darnold.
No.
He had a great year. But then you look at it and you say, they're thinking, I don't know if he can duplicate it. That's what it said to me when Minnesota let him go. Yeah. Because realistically, J.J. McCarthy's unknown. We don't even know what J.J. McCarthy is.
Eric, when you look at it on paper, it's like, would we be happy with this record? Yes.
14-3? Absolutely.
Absolutely, right? But they think that McCarthy is going to bring them more. That's skeptical to me.
That's what I'm saying. You're banking on a rookie. Look, the thing is, though, Ron, now remember this record because you're really good at math. 83 games in his career. Sam Darnold, his now career record is 35-38, which means he was, 21-35 before this season. Not very good.
Well, look, I remember when he was in New York, and he was not very good there, but the team just had no direction. They really didn't. They didn't know what the heck they still don't know what they're doing.
Justin Fields. That's what they're doing. So we did a Sports Unfolded sports poll. And interesting, which quarterback would have more success with his new team? Currently, Justin Fields leads the voting. 47% say Justin Fields, 39% say Sam Darnold, 14% say Geno Smith.
That's a tough one.
So a lot of people think Justin Fields, and I forgot the Garrett Wilson connection because they played with each other in college. So that's a big connection there. But Sam Darnold's actually not considered to be that bad of an option for the Seahawks based on the voting.
Well, I think I would have. Oh boy, I don't even know. I would have more confidence in Fields, Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. I think
But-
you just did a Ron
But it
Burgundy
is the
thing.
Jets, and I have no confidence in them.
Did you just do a Ron Burgundy on that one? Justin Fields? That was pretty good, Ron. That was pretty good. Ron Burgundy. There we go, baby. All right. We got our niche. Let us know what you think. Is Sam Darnold the right decision by the Seattle Seahawks? Kyle already said no. Anybody else out there live, let us know what you think. But, Ron, we are going to have some fun because we're going to move on to our starting five. Our starting five tonight. Fields had a winning record last year. Yeah, it's a good call. I mean,
Yeah, but that was in Pittsburgh, not New York.
Yeah. The Jets somehow seem to mess everything up. But we'll see. And Aaron Glenn, I'm not sold on that hire. I'm really not. I think he's going to be okay, but I don't. Anyway, our starting five tonight, in honor of Mr. Kirby Puckett, that man right there. It's his birthday, so happy birthday, Mr. Puckett. We've decided to give you our starting five athletes from the Minnesota Twins, and they're only from the Minnesota Twins. So regardless if they played for other teams, their career with Minnesota. The fun fact here is they originally started in Washington, moved to Minnesota. We didn't count any of the players that were in Washington as well, even though they're part
Walter
of
Johnson.
Yeah, who's phenomenal, but again, wasn't in Minnesota, never played in
He
Minnesota.
would have been my number one.
Oh, without a doubt, man. He broke some records. I am first this week, Ron, so I will give you my honorable mentions. Then you can give us yours, and then we'll get into our starting five. I had 3 honorable mentions, which surprised me at first, but then when I really started to deep dive these are some good players. First foremost, Joe Mauer. Second all-time in hits in Minnesota Twins history, 3-time batting title. So he won 3 batting titles, Joe Mauer. Tony Olivia, who also won.
How about Oliva?
Olivia. That's the same thing. You know how I am with names. Oliva. Better. Tony Oliva, 3-time batting titles as well. And then Johan Santana. 2 Cy Youngs. So 2 Cy Youngs for the Minnesota Twins. So
It'll be a little different.
Those were my honorable mentions.
So I had 5 honorable mentions.
I'm surprised. Go ahead. Number 10.
Number 10.
Starting 5. It's no 10s.
Number 10, Joe Nathan, the closer. He was really good for Minnesota.
Might be on my starting 5.
He got traded in.
Maybe on my starting.
Kind of fell off. Look, he had 260 career saves for the Twins, the Twinkies, and 463 innings pitched. 4 All-Star games, too. He didn't play that long for Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9, Frank Viola. How could you forget Frank Viola?
I was going to put him in, but then it was Johan Santana had 1 more Cy Young than him.
Yeah, but okay. So Frank Viola made my honorable mention at number 9. Jim Perry, who had 128 wins, 90 losses for the Twins. He had 2 All-Star appearances and a Gold Glove as well. 3.15 ERA as a starter. That is pretty good.
James,
so,
thanks for joining.
I gave him the nod for honorable mention. And, of course, Tony Oliva, also an honorable mention. And my bubble guy was Joe Mauer.
Okay, yep. So I had Joe Mauer. We had Olivia.
No, Oliva.
That was close enough. All right, so let's get into our starting five. James, again, thanks.
So you got somebody else in there that I don't have.
All right, so at number 5 for me, Kent Herbeck, first baseman.
Really?
He led the team all time. He is their all-time leader in home runs, all-time leader in RBIs.
He's not their all-time leader in home runs.
Yes, he is. For the Minnesota Twins, only for the Twins. No other team. He is their number one, 293 home runs.
I think you should look that up.
I did. MLB. Look it up. All time. Minnesota Twins.
You're forgetting the big guy.
Who?
Go ahead. Just keep going.
No, all-time home runs, 1 All-Star and 2 championships. Ken Herbeck, my number 5.
He's only got 293 career home runs.
Yes, all with the Minnesota Twins.
Yes,
all-time leader.
All right.
In Twins history. Go ahead.
My number 5 is Jim Cott. 190 wins, 159 losses, 3.34 ERA. He had over 3,000 innings pitched, had 1,800 strikeouts in 484 games.
Are those only the Minnesota? Because he started in
only Minnesota.
Because he started in Washington.
Only Minnesota.
Okay. All right.
Hall of Famer. He won a championship with them. It was 1960 something or other. I want to say it was 67. Somewhere around there. 2-time All-Star. 133 complete games. That's crazy numbers. Remember then? 23 shutouts and 11 gold gloves.
Very good. At number 4 for me, I had Joe Nathan, who leads the team all-time in saves with 260. 4-time All-Star, 1 roll age relief in his career with the Minnesota Twins. So Joe Nathan was my number 4.
My number 4 is Johan Santana. Look, he was phenomenal. He didn't play long for Minnesota. What was it, about 6 years, 7 years?
Yeah, he got traded, yeah.
But when you look at those numbers in that time, it's crazy. 93 and 44, 3.22 ERA, 1,300 innings pitched, only played in 251 games, but he had 1,381 strikeouts, like 73 more than innings pitched. That is incredible. 3 All-Stars and 2 Cy Young Awards. He also won the Triple Crown 1 year. He also won a Gold Glove, and he won the title, the ERA title, 3 times in Minnesota. That was incredible. Those numbers were staggering.
Yes, very good. At 3 for me, Bert Blyleven, pitcher.
Oh, come on.
2,035 Ks, all-time number 1 leader in Minnesota Twins history. 149 wins, number 1 in Minnesota Twins history. 29 shutouts, number 1 in Minnesota Twins history. 2-time All-Star and a championship.
What's his career ERA?
He leads the team in strikeouts, wins, shutouts. Wait, that's all I care about.
What was his ERA?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was bad.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter.
Why? He had the most strikeouts ever in Minnesota Twins history.
It doesn't matter if you suck.
And he won the most games ever as a pitcher for the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, well, the guy played for 30 years.
So I'm giving him his props. Got to give the man a props. Are you looking it up?
I'm trying. Just doesn't want to agree with me.
You want me to look
I'm actually looking up something else too while I'm at it. So my number 3 is Harmon Killebrew. I don't understand how you don't have this guy on there.
Because he played in Washington.
Yeah, but not his whole career.
I took all those years out. You can't count them.
I'm looking him up. As soon as I can get the stupid thing to do what I want it to do. Why can't I even find him right now? Oh, I'm in basketball. No wonder why.
There's something
I'm
wrong
in
with him.
basketball. He's now a basketball player.
Oh, good for him.
I can't. My functions aren't working. Look, I mean, he still had an incredible career no matter how you slice it. He played, 6 years for Washington, and the rest of it was all Minnesota. I mean, you're looking at incredible power numbers: 48, 45, 49, 25, 39, 44, 17, 49, 41, and 28 home runs, 26 in his final season with the Minnesota Twins. You know what? That's the guy right there. That's the hitter. You know, there's no way you can put Kent Herbeck in front of him. That's insane.
All-time leader in home runs.
Blasphemy.
Bert Blyleven, by the way, 3.31 ERA. It was not horrible.
Okay, so I'll give you that one.
For his career.
But Kent Herbeck over Harmon Killebrew is insane.
And with minute 0.28.
So you are wrong on that one. Kent Herbeck didn't even sniff the top 10 for me. Never mind.
I didn't count him because he didn't play his whole career for the Minnesota Twins.
He played his whole career, almost his whole career there. Even if he still got like 10, 11 seasons of home run hitting, you still have to count them.
I'm just saying.
You made a mistake. Admit it.
I did it. Kent Herbeck. At number 2 for me, Rod Carew, first baseman, all-time leader in Minnesota Twins batting average at 334, 12-time All-Star with them, Rookie of the Year, won an MVP and 7 batting titles. Rod Carew at number 2 for me.
He's number 2 for me as well. I mean, he's a great hitter. I mean, I would, if it wasn't for the fact that they were in Washington, Harmon Killebrew probably would have been my number 1.
So let me see. I'm looking it up. 21 years in Minnesota.
What, Killebrew?
Yeah, but then you're going to take out 1,
10.
2,
So he still
3,
played 11
4,
seasons.
5, 6, 7 seasons. So minus all those.
So that's 14. 14 years in Minnesota.
30, 70 something. Yeah, so you might be right. 400.
See?
Might be right on that one. All right,
at
number 1.
Right.
At number 1. It has to be Kirby Puckett, though.
Oh, God, yes.
Right? Kirby Puckett, 2,304 hits, all-time leader. Second in RBIs all time. Second in batting average if you take out all the other guys that didn't
2 championships, too.
2 championships, 10 All-Stars, 6 Gold Gloves, 6 Silver Sluggers, and a batting title.
He's like, to me, he was like the Joker in basketball. You look at him, it's like, there's no way he's good. There's no way, right? And yet here he is, one of the best players to grace the game, you know, because there's no dirt on him, right?
Yeah. Not that one.
Like, he plays it the way it's supposed to be played.
He did, yes.
Pure hustle. Great player. He was clutch. He did a lot of things that were just great for the game. And, you know, like, he got the number 1. If we included Washington, Killebrew would have been the guy for me, but it would have been close.
Breaking news. Cooper Kupp signs with the Seattle Seahawks. So as Sam Darnold has gotten his wide receiver.
Okay, so he's okay. Then I say that
Maybe
he
we
wins
might
that.
be a little bit better, right? So not as
Yeah.
bad a move by the Seahawks. They get him his quarterback, his
Now,
wide
he
receiver.
might have said, "I'm not going to sign unless you
Yeah, maybe
get a
it was.
receiver."
Yeah, it might have already been in the cards. All right, that was our starting five. Again, wish Kirby Puckett a very happy birthday today. Kirby Puckett,
Yes.
it's his birthday. All right,
What a
Ron,
great player.
we're gonna move on to the NBA, and we're gonna talk about Steph Curry. Steph Curry is the first player ever in NBA history to notch 4,000 3-pointers in his career. What impact do you feel he's made in the NBA? I'd love to start tonight, if you don't mind.
You know,
Can I start?
feel.
I'd like to start.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I feel like this
So
may be
wait, I know what this is going to be, and you're totally wrong. Look,
this
I
may
know
be
what you're going to say. I know what you're
the
going to
most
say.
controversial thing I've ever said on this program and this podcast history. But as I was sitting back and I'm thinking about it, I truly think Steph Curry is now the most influential player ever in NBA history. He surpassed Michael Jordan as the most influential person in basketball. And this is why I looked at it, Ron.
I agree. You thought I was going to get pissed.
I really thought you would. The things that Michael Jordan could do, most players couldn't. So it was very hard to emulate that style, his play, the dunks, just the showmanship that Michael Jordan had. Steph Curry has taught everybody to shoot. There are 7-footers now that shoot 3-pointers from the logo.
And it's
can
because
make
of
it.
him.
It's because of him. He changed the whole complexity of the NBA. And I was crazy to think about it because I'm like, Michael. We're always Jordan. Steph Curry's impact on the NBA has taken over where now this is the norm. He's hit 4,000. I expect this to get broken at some point because everybody shoots now.
Look, Eric, I'm going to take it a step further. This generation, he is the best player and the face of the generation. Not LeBron James, Danny boy. Not LeBron James. It is Steph Curry. He is the face of the NBA for this generation. The best player of this generation, period. Period. He's got the championships. He's got the scoring. He's got the hustle. He's got everything. Everything that you want in a player is right there. Steph Curry.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy to think about. 4,000 too, like unreal.
It's an insane number.
Just look at the Celtics, right? Like think about what he did in that championship where Boston, right? Steph Curry took over, became a finals MVP. There was always questions about that. That it was all the other guys around him. That's why he won those championships, and he proved that he could still be the guy. He's taken 4,000 threes in his career, or made 4,000 threes in his career run. 9,441 attempts. He's at 42%, which is still pretty damn good. Like if you look at it, pretty damn good. 42% of his 3-pointers. And he's not one of these like just shoot it from the line. He'll shoot it from the logo. He'll shoot it from wherever he has to. So
yeah, Kyle's right. I mean, you look at the Celtics now, it's because of Steph Curry.
Right? They shoot the most threes in the NBA. That's their whole offense. And Joe Mazzulla said it. You hit more threes than teams hit twos, you win games because that's an extra point every time.
That's right.
So,
and it's true. It's true.
And that's where I say I was thinking about it, and I'm like, he surpassed Luka is not the MVP.
Not even close.
And they just got blown out. And Luka's sitting against Denver now because conveniently the Lakers are already tanking it in because LeBron's
They got
out.
two players that don't want to play.
So let's not do
when
this.
The going gets tough. They sit out.
And if you ask me right now, Danny, I'm taking Steph Curry over Luka any day of the week.
Oh, God.
I'm taking Steph Curry.
Just what he brings. He brings leadership. It's like, where is the leadership with him? Where is it? It's like they always look. You get those two players, and I'm sorry, I'm going after him again. You get those two lazy players. When the going gets tough, they preempt that, right? And oh, my back hurts. Oh, my foot hurts. Oh, my leg. I don't believe they're injuries at all. I really don't. I think they just want it easy, and when the going gets tough, they sit down and just chill. That's what they do.
If you're looking at it from this standpoint, Danny, and again, I just want you to think my mindset would be, LeBron James is out 1 to 2 weeks, right? Out. Why would he be
he's
sitting?
got a tough schedule. That's why he's out.
But I'm just saying, Ron, if I'm Luka, why am I sitting right now when I know my team probably needs me more than ever? I need those 40-plus points that he got the other night. Great game. That's awesome. But then to sit the next game out against Denver, who's third in the Western Conference, a spot ahead of you, why wouldn't you want to play Denver? If they're resting against, the Washington Wizards, I would have been like, okay, I get it. But you're resting against a top-notch Western Conference team now.
You suck it up.
And your other players out. Your other star players out.
Look, I don't remember, and we had this argument Tuesday night on the NBA show, Eric. It's like I was comparing, the fact, even if you take Michael out of the picture, and it's like, well, because Kenny made his point about Michael. It's like, don't get me started about Michael. And I said, well, take him out. Look, what about Magic and Bird? You think they're sitting out games? No, they're not. Oh, that's a different era. And I said exactly my point. And it is my point because they're a bunch of lazy prima donnas in the league now. And if it doesn't go their way, they take the ball and go home.
He just plays.
And that's not how it should be played. I'm sorry. If you're hurt, get in there. If it's not going to make an injury worse, go in.
You inject Luka Doncic, and I'm going to say this, Ron. Inject him with a little bit of Kobe, or a little bit of Bird, or a little bit of Magic, or a little bit of Jordan. That he would be the best player in the NBA by far ever. I guarantee it, because the kid's his talent's through the roof. Like, he can do everything well. His problem is that he doesn't care if he's at that level. He just assumes, and we've got to remember, he started very young. I think 13, he was playing professionally.
Mm-hmm.
He won a championship overseas, I think at 16. So to him, I think he just assumes it's going to keep coming easy. And when you get players like a Steph Curry who want to win all the time, or you get finally a Jason Tatum and a Brown who say, we need to win a championship, and they put that effort forward, his skill can't beat that.
No.
I don't care what anybody says about Nikola Jokic. And he might not look like the fittest guy. That guy plays with an intensity every game.
Yeah.
Because he wants to win. That's why you average a triple-double.
He's something to watch. It's like he sees the whole court. And there's never a point in time where you question his loyalty to his teammates. You question the loyalty of a lot of players.
Yeah,
and especially Luka. He doesn't have that.
Yeah, he's been in LA now for what, almost a month?
Yeah.
And I haven't seen, he doesn't look like he's in shape still to this point. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know, but I don't get it. All right. Well, congrats, Steph. First player ever in NBA history. 4,000 3-pointers made.
Incredible. Easy vote for a Hall of Fame, huh?
Oh, guarantee.
If he doesn't go in perfect, there's
something
wrong with people.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Ron, let's talk a little bit some Major League Baseball. And the New York Yankees suffered a major loss. Garrett Cole done for the season. Tommy John surgery. Yeah, because you got Giolito already out on the IL. There we go. Can the New York Yankees still win the AL?
Oh, is he already?
He's already out. So the fear for me was this. It's not just Cole. Stanton, questionable, may not play this season either. And then Gill, who was last season was a very good rookie. He's out for a few months. It's the combination of all the injuries instead of just Cole. Cole's a big loss, but they made out without Cole. But again, Cole was the
best pitcher in the American League.
Cole was out a lot of last season, and people forget that. So again, I think that you're going to have too many different holes to fill. You don't sign one, Juan Soto. You replace him with Cody Bellinger. I don't know if that's obviously not an upgrade. And I like what Boston did.
Just a slight.
Yeah. Listen, I like what Boston did. I think the Orioles are still a competitive team, even with their losses. But at the end of the day, I mean, the Yankees are probably still going to be in this round. As crazy as it sounds, I mean, the AL East is not as...
Of course they're going to be. I mean, they got Max Fried, right?
Who's, again, injury prone. I mean, when he pitches well, I mean, yes, but how long do you get, Fried for? So I don't know, but it's going to really matter. Does Boston's lineup come together the way they expect it to?
Well, it depends if Devers wants to play DH.
Right, which is still, now he's saying he may. And then
No. I play third base.
No. And then Corbin Burns is a big loss for the Orioles rotation. Can they, get past that? So all these teams in the AL East, to me,
hey, Toronto's starting to look good right now.
Hey, until they figure out what they're doing with Vlad Guerrero Jr., I don't know either on that. So that's what I'm saying. In Tampa Bay, who knows what the hell?
If Tampa Bay wins the division this year,
there's something wrong with this league.
Look, then every team should want to sign their GM. Fire everybody and hire all of the Tampa Bay front office.
Figure that out. But so I guess the question: can they still win the AL East? Yes. Is it obviously a lot more difficult?
It's all up in the air right now, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. It's gonna matter on those other injuries too. It really will. But and again, I think Boston's that oddball in this whole thing. Like, they could be really good, or they could end up really just not being a contender. And it's how those pieces come together.
Well, Cora's got to cheat better.
Yeah, well, I think they're out of trash cans. They don't allow them anymore to steal ones.
What about the watches? No.
Yeah, I'm not allowed anymore. I'm not allowed anymore. All right, Ron. Thank you for that conversation. But we're gonna move on to split decisions.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
It's time.
Our split decision segment, basically, we give each other two more likely scenarios or questions, and then we have to make a decision based off of our question. I am first this week, so I will start us off, Ron. My first split decision. Myles Garrett signed an extension with the Cleveland Browns, becoming the highest paid defensive player, right? Is it more likely, Ron, that they win more than 3 games, finish with only 3 wins, or win less than 3 games next season? They were 3-14 last season.
I mean, you would think they have to win more than 3.
Who's that quarterback?
I'm not sure they can.
I don't think they did anything this offseason other than rework the Deshaun Watson's deal, because they realized how bad that was.
I'm gonna. That's a tough division,
right?
Do you know who they're playing in? The other divisions.
I could tell you in a second,
because that matters.
It could. I don't know if it will.
I don't know how it matters, but it matters.
Is it even out yet? NFL. No,
right. Might not be out yet.
Oh, no, it won't be, because it's after the draft and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to say they're going to win more.
More than 3 games.
Wait.
How many more? Right?
They're not going to win in their division, I don't think.
No.
So that eliminates what? 8 games?
6. That's
Whatever.
0-6 if they.
So they'll win more. They'll win more than 3.
More? Okay. All right. Okay. I would have went with 3. I would have went with 3 and just said they win 3.
I'm not confident with it, but if they play 6 games in their division, then they play in what, 11 out?
Yeah. Again, so 3 and 14 last year. 3 and 14.
They can win 4 of those. They're going to beat up on bad teams.
3 and 14 last year. All right, your first split decision.
All right. Assuming we just did baseball a moment ago, who is more likely to have the most wins?
Garrett Cole. Oh, wait.
Garrett Crochet of
Boston.
Mm-hmm. Zach Eflin of Baltimore. Max Fried of the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Gausman of Toronto, or what is it? Shane McClanahan? Can't read my own writing.
Yeah, Shane.
Shane.
Tampa Bay.
From Tampa Bay.
So I don't think, again, we already said that. I don't think the Rays are going to be very good. So I take him out. I'm not sold on Toronto. I think they're going to move on from Vlad at some point. So I could see that being more of a struggle. Fried, I don't think plays the whole season. He's been injury prone the last two or 3 seasons where he's missed. So that would take less or give him less opportunities. So that leaves Eflin and Crochet. And again, I'm just so confused with Boston and what's going to happen. I would go Eflin only because I feel like Baltimore still has a good amount of talent on that team. They lost the starting pitcher, but they still got some good bats. They still got a good lineup. So I would probably say Eflin would be there first.
Okay. There we go. That's nice. I love how you broke it down there.
See that? I got you, buddy. I got you. All right. Good.
Now, if a team can get all 5 of those guys on one team.
Oh, what a starting roster that would be. All right. My second split decision, Ron. Tampa Bay Rays are now not going to build a new stadium.
Oh, come on.
Is what what has been, reported. Is it more likely that they change their mind and build a new stadium, stay at Tropicana Stadium, or leave Tampa Bay altogether?
I think it might be more likely they leave Tampa Bay.
So the reports I'm seeing, so they're playing obviously in Steinbrenner Field, the Yankee spring training for this season. Based off of that, they're going to make a decision on fan interest if it's worth staying in Tampa Bay. So there's a good shot that the Tampa Bay Rays will no longer be in Tampa Bay. That's my thought.
Now the question is, where do they end up?
Can't go to Vegas. We're already going there. So I don't know.
Oakland?
Imagine that.
That'd be funny.
Oh, poor Bass.
Oh my God. Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Right? Like what the hell? It's like, yeah, we went from one crap situation to another. Thanks. Hey, you know what? I think we got less fans in Oakland. Wow. That poor things.
You would think that they have to stay in the East, though, wouldn't they?
Yeah, who knows?
Or have to realign again.
Yeah. Maybe they go with Carolinas or something. They don't have a baseball team.
Virginia. Ugh. How about West Virginia? Nothing's ever in West Virginia.
Boy, I almost said something to get myself in trouble. Ron, your second split decision.
My second split decision is going to sound familiar. Who is more likely to have the most wins?
Hey! Hold on. You are not watching a replay of what's unfolded right now.
Right. So Drake May of the New England Patriots.
Okay.
Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. Tua Tagovailoa, or Justin Fields of the New York Jets.
Who's going to have the most wins in the division? Like overall? Just Josh Allen. Why would
Okay, so if you take him out,
why waste my time with that question? You take him out. I'm going. Believe it or not, I'd probably go Fields. I would probably go Fields. I think Jets have talent. Maybe he does something to get him 8-9 wins. I don't think Drake May's there, and Tua is definitely. I don't know. That team's all beat up in Miami. But
hey, how about the Worthy there from Kansas City?
Got arrested.
Yeah.
Yep. Beating up his family members. That's nice.
Yeah. Nice guy, huh?
He got off. I think.
Yeah, he got off.
Hey, calm down. Hey, we're a family show. All right. Ron, let's talk some NHL. Dougie Hamilton, possibly done for the season. They said he's definitely done for the regular season, may miss the playoffs. The question would be, is the New Jersey Devils done as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they lost Jack Hughes. I mean,
Jack Hughes. That's what I'm saying, right? Like you think about, we just talked about the Yankees injuries, right? Jack Hughes, their best player, done. Dougie Hamilton, obviously a veteran presence, a good, very good player.
It's a big loss in the back end.
They did trade for Brian Dumoulin,
yeah.
Right? To try to stop that gap, but obviously not the same quality player as Hamilton. This is a tough one, but the Devils 3 points ahead of Ottawa for that last the second wild card spot. But I think they're making the postseason because I think they're about 8 points ahead. They're 8 points ahead in the wild cards.
I'm not so sure they're going to make it. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. They could be in trouble because you got a few teams that are playing really well. Columbus, Ottawa, even Montreal, the Rangers. I mean, you got a lot of teams that are really started playing well, and then not that far out.
Yeah.
It's only 4 games, 4 wins for another team, and you go into a 4-game losing streak, it's over. And you lost your best player and your best defenseman. I'm not so sure they're going to make the playoffs now. Yeah,
could be very questionable. 9 goals, 31 assists, 40 points, plus 9 on the season. 3 game-winning goals, 1948 in time on ice, which is tied for 5th on the team. So obviously he's out there a lot, and he's tied for 5th in the plus-minus. So this is a big loss.
He anchors their power play.
So if he comes back for the postseason, you still give them a shot to make the cup, or you think at that point too much time has been missed?
I don't think they have a shot at making the cup, even if they did have those players in.
All right. We'll see what happens here. Good luck, Devils. I don't think anybody's ever said that, but we're going to root for the Devils to doesn't seem right.
I'm sure somebody has said it.
Let me ask you this. They changed certain team names, right?
But yet they keep the Devils, right?
They keep the Devils. How does that make sense?
I don't see anything wrong with it.
Nothing?
Nah.
All right. I'll let
it's not. What? Are you insulting the devil?
It's like we're encouraging it, though. We're encouraging the Devils. It's a devil in all of us, I guess, right? Some more than others. Just ask Danny.
Danny's still there?
Danny's not. He was done. He said he gave up, I think. All right, Ron, let's move on to our pick and roll.
Can't hang.
It's time for pick and roll.
Hey, episode 11. So we decided to do these great NBA players who have won number 11. And that is Isaiah Thomas, Walt Frazier, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Yao Ming, and Alvin Hayes, all wore the number 11 in the NBA, or currently wearing the number 11 as well. We're going to rank them. We're going to rank them from 6 to 1. I am first this week, Ron, so I will start us off. And this was a tougher than I thought it was going to be. At 6 for me, Yao Ming, and I thought but he had very good numbers: 19 points, 9.2 rebounds, 1.6 assists, 8-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, and he was on the All-Rookie team. I did not think he had that good of a career. Five-time All NBA, and you think about the centers that he played against. That was pretty impressive. So at 5, Klay Thompson for me, even with the 4 championships. I know that sounds crazy. 19.2 points, 3.5 rebounds, 2.3 assists, a 5-time All-Star, 2-time All NBA, which hurt him to me, All Rookie, and 1-time All Defensive. At 4, I went Kyrie Irving, 23.7 points per game in his career so far, 4.1 rebounds. Obviously, he's not going to add to that this season. Wow, that was a shot. 5.6 assists, a 9-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA. He won a Rookie of the Year in Cleveland and 1-time champion with the Cleveland Cavaliers as well. At 3, this is where it got a little interesting for me. I went Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, 19.2 points, 3.6 rebounds, 9.3 assists. He was a 12-time All-Star, which was tied for the most on this list. 5-time All-NBA, a 1-time assist champion, All-Rookie, a 2-time champion, and 1-time Finals MVP. But that wasn't good enough to beat at 2 for me. Walt Frazier, 18.9 points, 5.9 rebounds, 6.1 assists. 7-time All-Star, 6 All-NBAs, which was one more than Isaiah Thomas. I love the 7 All-Defensive from Walt Frazier, All-Rookie, and a 2-time champion. But I had to put at number 1 Alvin Hayes, who averaged a double. Elvin Hayes. Did I say Alvin? Elvin Hayes.
Alvin!
Damn chipmunks. 21 points per game, 12.5 rebounds, so a double-double for his career. 1.8 assists, 12-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA, 2-time rebounding, a 1-time scoring, 2 All-Defensive, All-Rookie team, and a championship. So I went Elvin Hayes at number 1.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. We didn't see exactly eye to eye on this one.
Oh, okay.
At number 6, I have Walt Frazier. Because he only had 2 seasons where he was number 11 in his career. So I didn't count them.
There we go. All right.
I didn't count them.
Okay.
So he's number 6. If he was 11 his whole career, he would have been my number 2.
Okay. All right.
So number 5, I have Yao Ming.
Yao.
Yao
Remember
Ming.
that commercial?
Dynasty was only number 5.
Do you not remember that commercial?
Yeah.
With the Nike, and it was like, yo, yow. And then it was like, yo, gee. Oh, that was a great commercial. Go ahead.
It was a great commercial, yes. So Yao Ming, I have number 5. Those 8 All-Stars and 5 All-NBA. You know, a wonderful, what was it, 19 points per game, 9.2 boards, 1.6. Only played 486 games, so it kind of soured me.
He did have some, but I will say this too, ambassador for the NBA, because that's what started that global, like the China thing. And
yes, it did.
Right, so
it did.
Tell me.
It just wasn't.
Agreed. I had him at 6, so
yeah, he would have been number 6 if Walt Frazier counted.
Yeah.
Number 4, however, I have Kyrie Irving. I have Kyrie Irving at number 4. And I was actually surprised at this. Because I looked at his numbers, 23.7 points is pretty good. You know, 4.1 boards, 5.6 assists, 1 championship, 9-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA, and Rookie of the Year. The only guy to win Rookie of the Year out of all of this. But I felt that the All-NBA numbers for most of the other players were better. Except for number 3, I have Klay Thompson. And yes, I know he has less All-Stars, less All-NBA, but he does have an All-Defensive. And those 4 championships really mattered right there. That's where it mattered against, when I put the numbers up against Kyrie, it mattered there. And the fact that he still had 19.2 points per game, and he wasn't the first option. Sometimes he wasn't even the second option. I just think. Look, do I think Kyrie's an all-around better player? Yeah, I do actually. But Klay Thompson made it count in his career. So, at number 2, I have Isaiah Thomas, and it wasn't close between 2 and 3. He was clearly ahead. 19.2 points, 3.6 rebounds, 9.3 assists. A true point guard, right? 9.3 assists. It's still put in the buckets. Hall of Famer, 2-time champion, 12 All-Stars, 5 All-NBA. It was not close between 2 and 3. Not close. And then you throw in the assist and a finals MVP, so he does it when it counts. Number 1, though, Elvin Hayes. And he's just such a dynamic player. 21 points per game, 12 and a half boards. I mean, a championship, 12 All-Stars, 6 All-NBA, 1 more than Isaiah Thomas, 2 All-Defensive. Thomas did not have an All-Defensive. A scoring title, the only one on this list to get a scoring title, and 2 rebound titles to go along with it. Elvin Hayes was the best player.
Yeah. No, so, listen, they were some great players, and
they were great players.
You could have looked at it so many different
and like
ways.
I said, Walt Frazier would have been number 2, but he only played 2 seasons as number 11.
I think it blew my mind more with that Yao Ming thing. Like, I didn't think he had that good of a career, and then when I put the numbers together, I was like, wow,
I thought he had a better career, and when I saw the numbers, I was like, eh.
Oh, really? So I did not remember him being that dominant. He was good, but I didn't think he was
I remember
that dominant.
him. Didn't he swat Shaq?
Yeah, but then Shaq would just muscle right through him afterwards. So it was like an interesting one.
When Shaq eats, he eats.
He does. Good list, my friend.
It was a great list. I do have to give you that one.
Yeah. Before we get into our predictions, Ron, let's bring up those Hall of Fame. The voting is open right now. And for boxing, Mike Tyson leading by a wide margin right now, 100%. Not a single other boxer has gotten a vote. So if you are interested in any of these.
Oh, it's a sweep.
Right now, a sweep, which we've never had.
Wow.
So Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe, and Vitaly Klitschko are the nominees for our Hall of Fame.
Yeah, where's all our Russian viewers?
At Sports Unfolded Sports Poll. I don't think we're allowed in Russia.
I think we are. We do get views in Russia. Actually.
Really? That'd be pretty funny. Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook. Go now. Those polls are open. You can vote for one of these fine athletes to get into the
Eric.
Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame.
We have one of the greatest goal scorers that are Russian.
We do. Ovechkin. He's going to break the record. Right. It's close. What does he need? 9 goals?
Yeah, he might do it this year.
Yeah, he might. It's going to be really close.
We said it would be next year.
He might.
He's making a case for it to be this year.
But now that they're doing the watch, he's missed the last 2 games. The last game, he had 3 assists, and then he didn't get anything last night. We'll see. And also,
stick too tight.
For basketball, Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, Shaquille O'Neal, Alonzo Mourning, and Dikembe Mutombo. Shaquille is leading that right now. Shaq leading in that poll. Again, if you are
leading, Shaq,
yeah. Go to Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook. Cast your votes. All of our inductees are nominated by the fan. There is no bias. There is no, outside forces that, this is what you want. This is what you want. There's guys that juice in there. The Pete Rose is in our Hall of Fame, Ron, which should have happened before the man passed away.
And you changed my mind about him.
So
you did.
This
You're
is
not
what
change
I'm
my
saying.
mind about some others, though.
This is what I'm saying. Make it happen. Vote for these players. Get them into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Check out the Sports Unfolded website as well. Really nice page, and there you can see all of the inductees that have made it in there. Recently, adding John Elway and Phil Esposito to the hall. So a lot going on there. We're going to have another boxing in there now, so that we're excited about that as well. All right, Ron, are you ready for predictions? I don't know. It was a rough week for me last week. You seemed to fare better last week. I went 2-5, 4-3 for you, James, and Hugo. Kenny went 3-4, and Kyle 2-5. Again, if you're out there and you're live, please give us your picks for the games as we call them, and we will add your name to the chart, or obviously we'll add to your win or loss totals for each week.
And it's going to be, look, I have the Cal Ripken package thing here.
Cal
Cal Ripken, and then his whole family, and then there's like 3 to 4 cards in between that are, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good
so
prize.
You could win a prize if you finish better than one of us each week during our prediction segment. So again, I am first this week, Ron. So let's start off with March 15th, tomorrow. You got the New York Knicks at the Golden State Warriors. Mr. 4,000 himself. Knicks are weird on the road. Don't seem to play as well. Golden State 9-1 in their last 10. That Jimmy Butler trade definitely seemed to spark them. I'm going Golden State.
Yeah, I'm going Golden State too. I'm not going to go against Steph at home, especially if he gets on a roll, and he's going to be gunning for 5,000 in that game.
Would it be a Curry roll at that point?
I guess it could be. It could be. Maybe an Indian restaurant should sponsor the pick and roll section and have it the pick and curry roll.
Curry. Hugo, we're picking out James Golden State.
So Hugo, it is, what is it? It's New York Knicks at Golden State. Oh, I actually have to pay attention to this.
Yeah.
Come on, Hugo. What do you got? You went 4-3 last week, Golden so State, let's build
Hugo.
on that.
All right, Hugo. All right, our next match, 3/16. You got Oklahoma City Thunder at the Milwaukee Bucks. Ron, who do you have?
That's a good one. That's a good game. I'm going to go OKC, though. I'm not going to jump off the train right now.
Yeah, give me Thunder. I'm going Thunder here. Bucks are playing better basketball, though. Definitely going to make this interesting.
Eric,
it's on the road for the Thunder.
Thunder only happens when it's raining.
That's a good call. Very good. It's a great song, by the way. It's a great song.
It is.
Kyle went OKC. Hugo OKC. James OKC. We got a clean sweep that one. Actually, both so far clean sweeps. All right, 3/16 as well in the NHL, Ron. Got the Dallas Stars at the Colorado Avalanche. I went Dallas here. I loved, didn't Bucks win against the Lakers last? Oh, they crushed them. Hugo. I'm going Stars here. I just feel like.
That's why Danny's quiet.
That's so
taking another bad loss.
I feel like Dallas is going to try to take a stranglehold of the Western Conference here. This is a big matchup. They need to win. Hugo going Avs.
I'm also going Avs.
All right. I like the goaltending more in Dallas, so.
I do.
Ottinger side. Yeah, Bucks basically blew out. James going Dallas, and Kyle's going to Avs.
So we're split, really.
Avs, cadavers. All right. 3:20, Ron. We got the Florida Panthers at the Columbus Blue Jackets. Who do you have? Marchand.
I'm going to go Columbus.
Ooh.
I'm going underdog here. I'm going Columbus. They're playing some great hockey. They are desperate.
Yeah.
Bennett might be feeling pain from that Zadora fight. That was one way.
Kyle went Panthers. I agree with Kyle. I'm going Panthers. I love the moves they've made, and I think they're going to.
Were they like Jagger?
Move like Jagger. Yes. Florida Avalanche. Oh,
Florida Avalanche.
I don't know what that means. You going Florida or Florida, James? Hugo? What are the teams? Florida Panthers at the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's going Panthers. All right.
I'm on my own on that one, huh?
On your own on that one. All right. College basketball later tonight. Number 10, Clemson Tigers at number 13, Louisville Cardinals. Again, that's the tournament. They're both the 2-3 seeds, so this is a big matchup.
That's a tough one because Clemson used to be number 1, weren't they?
Clemson was, yes. But Louisville playing very good right now. I think it's my pick.
It's your pick, right?
It is. Kyle went Clemson. I'm going Louisville here. I'm going Louisville. I think they're 9-1 in their last 10. Clemson just as good, though. They really have both been.
Yeah, I'm going Louisville as well.
James is going UConn. James.
Oddly enough, they win the game despite not being in it.
Yes. Yes. Did we give him a win for that? I meant Louisville. All right. You know what made a complete turnaround? Rick Pitino with St. John, man. Holy cow.
I know.
Nobody's talking about, all his past things now because here he goes winning again. He's going to go to a big school again. Guarantee it.
Yep.
Who we missing?
Hugo.
There he is. All right, Hugo. All right. Major League Soccer, Ron. Columbus Crew at the San Diego Football Club. That's on 3:15. Who do you have? Last week, tie, by the way. Nobody won. Game doesn't count.
I was just going to say, I might choose the tie this
There's
one.
no tie. There's no ties. You got to pick a one.
No, I can pick a tie if I want.
No.
But I'm going to go San Diego FC.
Oh, Ron Burgundy going San Diego. Go figure. I went San Diego as well.
I said San Diego.
Yeah, Ron Burgundy. San Diego. San Diego.
I didn't say San Diego, though.
San Diego?
What the hell is wrong with you?
Justin Fields?
And I thought my cup had something in it.
Justin Fields? Columbus Crew at the San Diego Football Club. Nobody wants to pick soccer, I guess.
That's the only way you're going to be able to win.
The world sport, you gentlemen. The world. Everybody plays soccer. Either that or we frozen. Are we frozen in time? Maybe not.
They're like, what is this thing you call soccer?
Yes. Oh, Columbus.
James got Columbus.
All right, James.
Columbus is a fraud.
Can we even say Columbus? I see. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know what we could say anymore. Columbus, Hugo,
San Diego,
and San
Diego.
Have you not seen Anchorman?
I hated the movie.
Oh, yeah, something wrong with you.
I don't like Will Ferrell.
Ugh. Ron, here's a new one for us. We haven't picked this before, but it is the
I was like, what the hell is this crap? The laces at the Rose? What is this?
Semifinals right here to go to the championship in the Unrivaled League. 316. You got the laces at Rose. Who do you have?
I'm gonna go Rose because they're the highest seed. Oh, I just caught some flack from James because I don't like Will Ferrell.
Right? That's crazy.
I didn't like that movie either.
What?
Didn't like it.
What's wrong with you? I can't feel my legs.
Like Will Ferrell.
I can't feel my legs.
I don't like Will Ferrell. I don't like Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Tie. You can't go tie. Jeez.
It's not going to end in a tie anyway.
Roses. James going roses. Hugo going roses. I think they only have one loss. Oh, yeah, the rose, by the way. Kyle. What do you got? Unrivaled. What a sport.
Are they going to
3
play
on
that
3.
the song "The Rose" if they win?
Every rose has a thorn, Ron. Okay. Not laces. So.
Well, I was thinking "The Rose."
No. Kyle went rose
What is
as
that?
well.
Bette Midler?
Yes, it was.
Or is it Barbara
No,
Streisand? I don't
Barbara
remember.
Streisand. I think it was Barbara Streisand.
Baba.
All right, leave my Rhode Island accent alone. And also, to get to the finals, you got the vinyl at the Luna Owls, Ron. Who do you have?
Oh, I'm going Luna Owls all the way. Where else are you going to find a moonbird?
Right? Think about it. We just had the blood moon, owls, lunar. It's all tying together.
Who?
Luna.
Who?
The owls. I like it. Kyle, hello. Hello. This is Lionel Richie over there. We got Lionel in the house.
The show is getting away from us.
Barbara Streisand's been mentioned. I don't know what's going on right now.
Who?
Blood moons. I don't know what's going on. Guns N' Roses. The Owls. Who doesn't love a good owl? They really got to come up with better names for these guys. They got to come up with better names.
These names are atrocious.
They are. Luna Owls, just not a good name.
Hey. Could be worse.
It could be worse. It could be a lot worse. Maybe it offends people
it could
like
be
owls.
like the Indians versus the Redskins.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, what if people don't like? They're upset with the owls, and I don't know. I think everybody else kind of quit on this. Yeah.
So, are Vinyls fans saying "kill the owls"? Because that would be a problem.
Stream was lagging, Kyle. All right, so we got the vinyl at the Luna Owls in the Unrivaled. Who's your pick?
Are you
Owls.
asking me?
Kyle got Owls. So the only one we're missing now
I'm
is
not
Hugo.
sure. I don't know. I don't think it's lagging.
Hugo.
It's saying we haven't dropped any frames.
All right. We might have lost Hugo. Let's we got NASCAR, Ron, to end it. 316.
You lost Hugo at the Roses.
Oh. Probably. Maybe he's a Harry Potter fan. He was upset about owls.
Oh.
See? That's it. We've offended Hugo. 316, Ron. You got the Pennzoil 400. I almost
Put it up, boy. Coming 28th.
Hugo didn't hear the teams. It's the vinyl at the Luna Owls. I mean, everybody knows the Unrivaled League. Come on. Sports Unfolded, we covered all. The house is too loud. What's going on in your house, bro? All right, look at Hugo.
He's having a house party with the owls.
He's partying up.
He's playing some vinyl.
Vinyl, that's what I was just going to say. Yeah.
It's a hoot over there.
Oh, man. Man. Christopher Bell. All right, Kyle already in it.
All right, so this is what we should have been talking about earlier today in the show. Christopher Bell just won his third race in a row.
Yeah.
And it was the third time winning that race in a row.
Yeah.
He won the last 2 years.
Who? So I think he's going Owls. That's what I'm going with Hugo. He's going Owls.
So Christopher Bell has just been on fire.
I called it. Yeah, he has been. Who? Christopher Bell. So who you going?
I am going with Kyle Larson.
I also went with Kyle Larson. So
he's won this a couple of times in a row.
Yeah. James is going Byron Leftwich. He's your host. He's your co-host next week. So good luck.
Well, I think he's going William Byron. That's what he wants, William Byron. And we did lag just there.
Okay. William Byron. Okay. James. All right. Hugo, I know it's partying up over there, but I don't know if you got a driver. Chase Elliott.
Chase.
Okay. All right.
Or either that he's asking if it's a car chase.
Oh, come on. All I know is who. Yes. Yes, Byron. All right. So, Ron, before we end our show, let's just talk about his head hurts.
Today's show is brought to you by Owl of Olay.
Hey.
Owl of Olay.
Who? Yeah. All right. Want to thank all of our listeners in Dallas, Georgia, WDJY 99.1 FM,
wait, let me put that up.
As 9.
Wait. All right. There's that one.
99.0 DJY FM, Dallas, Georgia, as well as 990 WBOB in Providence, Rhode Island. Thank you for the support. And SEC TV, Public Access Channel 12 here in Southeast Connecticut on every Tuesday night. We appreciate the support. We also want to thank, obviously, everyone out there, but Sports Unfolded is still looking for a sponsor. So we want to make sure that we get a sponsor for Sports Unfolded. Ron, I would love for you to tell all the wonderful people out there how they can do so.
Yeah, I would too. Look, it's simple. All you have to do is just send us an email at ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. We can send you all the information, and we have a great media kit that we can send you, and it'll tell you all the information you need to know. But the only information you need to know is that it is less than going to your local India restaurant and ordering some curry rolls.
I was going to say it's cheaper than a pet store buying an owl. So
it is also cheaper than buying an owl. Yes. So get on that keyboard and start typing all that stuff into your email. Send us a notice or just call me. Whatever.
All right.
Just call me.
Let's make this happen. Let's get some banners up there for Sports Unfolded. We've got some big things in the works. Might be going live. Working on something now where we're going to go live to a place of sports interest. So it'll be really cool. And we will give details for that when that finalizes. As well, I want to thank all of those that have joined us live tonight. James, Hugo, Kyle, you guys have been amazing. Danny was out there for a little bit as well. Next week, I will not be on the show. James, my man James here, will be filling in for me next week. I'm going to Vegas. I'm trying to, work some big deals here for Sports Unfolded. So we'll see what we can do for that as well. But Ron, it is that time for our final thoughts. And our final thoughts don't necessarily have to be about anything sports related. It could be about anything happening in the world today. I am first today, and I'm going to keep it simple. 3/16, my friend, is a very special day to me. My firstborn, my daughter Jasmine, will turn an age. I'm sure she doesn't want me to say, but very proud. I will say this. I don't know if you remember, Ron, but I remember she wasn't even a year old, and we did a Sports Unfold. That's how long we've been going on. And we're pushing almost 30 years of Sports Unfolded, which is absolutely insane to think about, that we've been doing this, even with our little break. It's been 30 years of Sports Unfolded, which is pretty remarkable. So first off, I want to
make sure.
Yeah, somewhere in there. I said almost 30 years old. We're somewhere in there. But I will say that first off, happy birthday to Jasmine. Hope you have an amazing day. And I want to thank you for 30 years of just continuing to and allow me to do what I enjoy the most is talking sports and having some fun. So thank you, Ron, for that as well. That is my final thought.
Oh, not two of them?
Not two tonight. I'm keeping it simple.
Okay, so my final thought is for NASCAR. Go figure, right? Because while looking up all the stuff that I know, I do my research, and you look at the standings, and there you see William Byron, number 1 in the standings. Why is it so upsetting to me? Because, well, when you look at it, 1 win, which is good. It's good. He has 2 top 5 finishes, 3 top 10 finishes, and led 100 laps so far this year. And so why is Ron having a problem with this? Well, because Christopher Bell is number 2 in the standings. He's got 3 wins. He's got 3 top 5s and 3 top 10s and led 114 laps. So why the hell is Christopher Bell, oh, little poet, not number 1 in the standings? It makes no sense to me. It is the dumbest standings that you could ever find in sports, period. Period. This is ridiculous. It is dumb. It makes no sense. They need to change it. Get with it, NASCAR. This is why nobody watches you. Well, even though a lot of people watch you, but, you know, you don't get the respect you deserve. Because you can't come up with standings that make any sense.
Check out the Unrivaled this weekend. The championships, I think, on Monday. Ron, I want to thank you for tonight. We've had some fun. I want to appreciate everybody that joined us live tonight. We will be back Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week. Eastern Standard Time. Check us out.
We're going to hit that 2-hour show next week.
Check us out on all our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, MeWe. So many different ways to like, share, follow. TikTok as well. We are everywhere, as well as audio. So all the audio platforms: Spotify, Google, Amazon, Red Circle, TuneIn. So you can not only watch us, you can listen to us as well. But let's continue to help us grow. We appreciate the support. We'll see everybody next week. I'm looking forward to your show, guys. Have a great show next week without me. And all I ever ask for every single show is that we get peace on earth.
Have a great night, everybody.